Hey, how's it going in this video? I'm gonna be taking a look at one of, if not the best or perhaps largest companies up there currently within the market of EV, electric vehicle manufacturing companies up there. I'm gonna be taking a look at some of those companies currently operating in China. And just because they have access to a lot of raw resources, minerals, I think what will be required to manufacture those cars, and if anything, perhaps access to one of the best technologies out there when it comes to battery technology. So I personally believe currently we're dominating the market. That's my personal opinion with all the metrics, all the numbers, and how they are performing. But that's my personal opinion. But either way, let's take a look at some of those companies and one of the top ones currently. Things are changing constantly. That would be Chinese conglomerate BYD, or find this name. It was Build Your Dreams, I guess. I don't know if it's accurate, but either way. Uh, let's take a look at this company. I haven't seen it before, so perhaps it's worth taking a look at what this company does and how it got started. If anything, it says in the name, build your dreams. If anything, we are looking at manufacturing as well as perhaps skills, knowledge, expertise with some of the people out there, and how hard it can be to actually to do that. Just give enough credit. I would like to give enough credit for some of the people out there. Since I myself, I'm coming from a manufacturing background, I can understand how hard it is to do in the first place, how hard it is, how competitive it can be, as well as perhaps if you're performing at any markets up there, the leader on if you're on the map in the first place, your company is on the map, as well as if it's a new company to some extent or new industry and it's on the rise. Perhaps it's very competitive markets up there. If anything, in the previous video, I was talking about Ford and its performance and currently what some of the moves that Ford is making to perhaps worth putting everything in perspective. Of 2020, Ford output of vehicles was 1.7 million vehicles that Ford was manufacturing in a year. This company and its output, it would Build Your Dreams company, a Chinese conglomerate, its output 1.9 million. So depending on how many people they are able to offer those vehicles, but either way, so output is slightly larger compared to market size and how many people are living there compared to perhaps other places where Ford Motors are operating. So just put things into perspective, right? Let's start with the history. Build Your Dreams, officially known as BYD Company Limited, is a Chinese multinational company that was founded in 1995. The company has its headquarters in Shanghai, China. BYD is one of the world's leading manufacturing of electric vehicles, rechargeable batteries, and renewable energy products. Its journey from a small rechargeable battery manufacturing to a major player in the global EV industry remarkable. Let's take a look at some of those milestones and trying to understand how it got started, how long it took the company took them to build it up from ground up, and how they did it. And it's a large demand of the market, and perhaps there are some opportunities within the market, and hopefully other companies can buy those companies out if anything. Foundation 1995, Build Your Dreams was established in Shanghai, China. As a rechargeable battery manufacturer, the company's early focus was on producing batteries for mobile phones, digital cameras, and other portable electronic devices. So this is how the company got started. If you are an entrepreneur looking to begin, perhaps you should lean towards that direction, what you would like to do. But it's all constantly, markets are moving, so it's not something that you ideally what you're gonna be begin doing, not necessarily it's something that you're gonna be always doing, right? So things are moving, things are changing all the time. Expansion into automobiles. So auto vehicles. That would be 2003. In 2003, Build Your Dreams made significant strategic moves by entering automotive industry. The company started by producing traditional gasoline-powered vehicles, so this is how they got started, but it soon shifted its focus to electric vehicles. Build Your Dreams' first electric vehicles was Free DM was introduced in 2008. So it took them roughly about 5 years to do it. But I don't know how accurate this information is, but roughly about 5 years, as well as how they got started, how they progress, as well as sometimes it can be very challenging to build a prototype, working for a prototype, and then launching a first model. It can be very challenging. I was trying to find some information. Perhaps I might do that on other companies, not necessarily that information is going to be accurate, or how much funding those companies receive from government, if anything, to build the first unit. It can be very costly, time-consuming, stressful thing to do in the first place. But we can just imagine how much funding it had to be subsidized perhaps by some of our governments. At this entry point might be very, very expensive. Uh, Breakthrough in electric vehicles, 2008. Build Your Dreams made international headlines when it unveiled the F3DM, a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. PHEV. It was one of the world's first PHEVs to enter mass production. So they begin slowly progressing from hybrid into electric vehicles. So, so reducing perhaps risk. Well, either way, because power station side, so infrastructure, there's not necessarily was like power charging infrastructure in place in the first place. So they were trying to think and optimize how they can function as a hybrid to begin. Perhaps once country itself start to begin, if they have built, I don't know that much about China, perhaps they started to build infrastructure as well, where you can charge your vehicles, perhaps especially starting with high dense areas where people are living, is large cities, and from those they progress into traveling between cities, and so we started with hybrid. Launch of BYD E6. E6 electric compact MPV was introduced in 2010. Both private customers and fleet operators gained attention in electric driven drivetrain and spacious interior. So we have started of transition to complete electric in 2010. So so these markets can shift. It can take years and years to build some of those markets up. Global expansion. BYD began expanding in its presence beyond China by entering international markets. It established operations in various countries, including United States, Europe, and South America. So they begin, and to enter those markets, as probably some of the you people who have tried it, it can be very challenging, as well as you never know what different markets might be interested in, as well as fulfilling those markets, other players within those markets. Another way to that, perhaps acquire some of the companies up there. For people who are interested, there are a lot of Chinese companies who currently looking to build out a lot of facilities within Europe. Perhaps worth covering those as well. And what they're doing, it's just interesting in some of those countries, and how much potentially additional income they can generate, and perhaps sell some of those products of their own manufacturing products with their own technology in different countries, and sell to people out there. That is another way to think about how we can enter those markets, right? Especially if existing players, so existing companies, they cannot make a transition. If anything, existing players who already dominate in those markets with some of those vehicles up there, they are looking to keep doing what they are doing instead of transition into different markets. So depending what, so if all countries are manufacturing, and how you are voting with your money, are you purchasing cars that was manufacturing in your country, or you purchasing cars of countries of the businesses who are operating in different countries. So if anything more conscious about some of the decisions you are making, or you rather focus on perhaps supply and demand, what you might be interested in, and perhaps keep buying Japanese cars. Why not? Partnerships and investments. Build your dreams for form strategic partnerships and receive investments from companies like without promoting any of those companies. Stop U.S. companies. What either way. So this is what's happening. Even as Chinese companies investing over 5% in some of American manufacturing companies without even promoting those companies. So what's happening? So whatever people prefer, those people investing in those companies and those people investing in those companies. This is what's happening because it's in the free market economy. No, if it's good administration staff, it's good people who operators. If they have really good people who are operating, whatever they have a new release of the model, I might purchase this company stock and later sell it off. I don't know. You can do whatever you want. It's within the legal framework, right? It's Wild West over there. You can do whatever you want to some extent. Staying within ethics, morals, when it comes to business, it's a free market over there. Those companies are owned by U.S. companies, and U.S. companies own those companies. That's what I'm saying because there's a lot of pushback in that. Growth in electric buses. Build Your Dreams became a major player in the electric bus market. The company electric buses are used in various cities around the world. There's perhaps there's a demand for it, right? I have grew myself. I grew up in Europe, and some of the cities there they have electric buses, and they had those for over 30 or 40 years, or perhaps even longer than that, as long as I can remember. So it's nothing new. Perhaps they changed the way how they introduce different battery technologies, but electric buses was there all the time. So it was there all the time. So demand for there, I mean for more optimal and cheaper ways of travel was always there. Now, let's take a look at some of the other areas. So, since company became perhaps very profitable, they perhaps start to think about diversification. Let's take a look at that and how they are looking to diversify their portfolio and perhaps acquiring more of the market share as well as perhaps acquiring different companies if they feel like those companies have very good business models. Perhaps a lot of people might be interested in thinking that way, depending where you are in the cycle. But either way, Build Your Dreams became a major player in the electric bus market, as well as BYD developed a wide range of electric vehicles, including electric cars, trucks, buses I mentioned, and monorails. Its portfolio include passenger vehicles, commercial vehicles, and public transportation solutions. So everything with regards to some extent logistics, if anything, as well as technologies, right? So logistical solutions, if anything, how to solve some of those problems for large group of people. Innovation in battery technology. Build Your Dream is known for advancement in lithium iron phosphate battery technology, which is used in many of electric vehicles and energy storage systems. So, something of where, how, and access to some of those batteries and what they're doing, right? So, perhaps they have a lot of access to raw the minerals and resources, how we can manufacture those batteries. More people or governments should focus on that and acquiring those access there, so they would have freedom of operate and manufacturing those, including perhaps solar panels. How many countries up there who can actually has access to all the minerals, resources, manufacturing even solar panels? Sustainability and energy solutions. In addition to EVs, Build Your Dreams innovated in other sustainable energy products such as solar panels, energy storage systems, and monorail systems. Energy solutions. I have seen some of the companies interesting things that they are doing. They collecting old batteries that was taken out perhaps from EVs, electric vehicles, and we use those as perhaps second-hand storage solutions where they pack them up within shipping containers. But either way, Perhaps that's a business model in progress. People trying to reuse or optimize, so there's a lot of options there as well. People up there who are interested in finding out more, I have published this book with an idea of sharing as much knowledge and making it as simple as possible to understand for people out there. Whatever you might be within a cycle, if you're currently doing a lot of research and trying to understand where to begin when starting and launching your own company, if you are currently taking action, uh, which might take some time for many of you out there, and starting your own company, or if you currently have access to a lot of finance and looking to reallocate your finance and invest in different projects, different companies, you would find a lot of information in this book, and hopefully I would be able to share this book with as many people as I possibly can. And since it's very valuable material, and that was the reason why I have done it. You can find it in the description below, as well as Top Retailers has this book. Commitment to electric mobility, something that build your dreams. I like the name. I don't know what that is, but I like the name. Its innovative technologies and its global expansion efforts have contributed to its status as one of the prominent electric vehicles manufacturing, not only in China but also in the global stage. I have taken a look at some of the research work that I have done, as well as other people doing research within different industries, understanding what's happening within those industries, some of the way and how fast they can manufacture those cars. They manufacture in sometimes in the matter of minutes, just over a minute, they can manufacture one vehicle. So once they start building those factories, some people are assessing overall performance by how long it can take to manufacture one car, right? So it can take, I'm not entirely sure, it's about 80 seconds to build one car. So output, right? So they have well, if anything, just summarize this video with what kind of engineering skills it would really require to do that. Who can do that? How many robotics? How many skills? How many people? 5,000 people? 7,000, 7.5, 10,000 people? And how long it can take you or anybody else to put this kind of thing together so we can build a car every less than 2 minutes, right? A minute and a half. So anything. So I don't know. So there's all my credit goes there for hard work with people that putting up there. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.